Welcome to the market update for the areas of Bluewater, Lambton Shores, and South Huron. This update is being published on July 15th, and the reason I've held off half a month is because this is the last opportunity we have to use the data that we've been using for the past year and a half to do these updates. The London board has chosen to use a new database for our listings and sales information, and no longer will we be merged with the Huron Perth and other boards in our previous database, which was called ITSO. The problem for us in our area is it now splits everything into two. So although we will be getting access to all the listings for our clients and doing two separate searches for people who are buying homes and searching for homes, we won't be able to get a clean, accurate picture of what's happening in these smaller regions because some listings will be duplicated, others won't be. Until we take some time seeing how this sorts out, we're not going to be able to provide the updates that I've been doing. Now, we're going to have obviously information from both boards. I'm going to do my best to do some version of what we've been trying to accomplish, but it's going to look different. And honestly, at this point, until we get into it, I don't know what it's going to look like. So we'll get into the latest numbers, and then next month we'll have something completely different. So we'll start with the median sale price. And interestingly, all three remain fairly flat from May till June. If we look at Bluewater, 670 to 670, South Huron, 518, 750 up to 530, so a little increase, and Lambton Shores, 611 to 610. But the interesting point is South Huron is actually 20% above where they were a year ago, and Bluewater and Lambton Shores are both 6% below. The number of new listings has fallen off in all three markets. So we'll start with the big drop. Lambton Shores went from 57 last month down to 28. Bluewater from 34 to 25, and South Huron from 22 to 19. As you can see, all three are down year over year, with Lambton Shores being down the most significant amount. The number of homes for sale has remained fairly consistent, with Lambton Shores dropping a few. So if we start with Lambton Shores, they went from 169 homes for sale to 153, Bluewater 104 to 103, and South Huron dead on 65 last month, 65 this month. All three markets have significantly more homes for sale than they did a year ago. Bluewater up almost 70%, South Huron up 32%, and Lambton Shores up 18%. Number of homes sold looks pretty good in South Huron and Bluewater, but has dropped off significantly in Lambton Shores. So if we'll start with Bluewater, they had 9 and have gone up to 13. South Huron was at 6, went up to 13. Lambton Shores was at 33 and dropped to 17. And interestingly, when we look at the year over year, Lambton Shores is down 30% from a year ago, whereas Bluewater's up 18 and South Huron is up 8. Number of days on market is higher in all three markets than a year ago, and although it's fairly consistent in Bluewater and Lambton Shores, South Huron leapfrogged them from having the lowest to the highest. So we'll start with Bluewater, went from 26 to 31, Lambton Shores from 35, consistent to 35, but South Huron jumped from 16 to 41 days on market for the properties that did sell. When you look at this month's supply graph, you can see how high we are relative to historical norms. So It has started to turn in all three markets. All three went down. We'll start with Bluewater. Went from an incredible 14.3 months down to 13.9. Lambton Shores from 9.5 to 8.9. And South Huron from 8 to 7.9. All three of those markets are significantly higher than a year ago, with Bluewater being 120% higher and South Huron 38, Lambton Shores 22. Unlike the month's supply, the percent of list price that properties have sold at has remained very consistent. You can see this graph is almost a straight line, really. So when we look at the month-over-month comparison, Bluewater, which was at 99, has dropped to 97. South Huron, which was at 97.4, has gone to 98.9. And Lambton Shores, 97.1 and 97.8. So sellers are pretty consistently taking 3% below their last listed price when the deals are getting done. And the final stat that we look at each month is price per square foot. And on this one, we use a median on a 12-month rolling average. And as you can see, the lines have really flattened out, and we're pretty consistent. So we'll look at Bluewater first. Bluewater was $378, has dropped to $376 a square foot. South Huron $318 to $317, and Lambton Shores $348 to $347. So virtually unchanged in all three markets. And you can see Bluewater has dropped almost 20%, 19%, whereas South Huron and Lambton Shores are almost exactly where they were a year ago, just slightly down on the price per square foot. Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch the market update. Hope you've been enjoying it, and we'll have something new to look forward to next month in a different format.